car window. The trees that lined the street did their best to hold the brightness back, their branches pressing against the encroaching sky. But there was only so much that they could do. Violet's eyes stung. She turned toward Owen, who grinned at her from his throne of a car seat. "Bunny," he whispered to her. Violet made a fist, put up 2 pale fingers to make bunny ears, and bounced her hand up and down. Owen clapped his hands and giggled wildly, and then let out a loud, wet cough. Since he'd started preschool 2 weeks ago, he was constantly surrounded by a cloud of germs so thick it was nearly visible. A shimmering, infectious aura, gleaming just beyond the capabilities of human perception. "Owen!" snapped Mia so loudly, Violet started. "Cover!" "Mia, be nice," their mom said. "He'll get us all sick, Mom." At that, Owen let out another giggle, then coughed again, wet as a swamp. Violet's bunny backed slowly away. She turned back to the window, eyes closed against the sun. 6th grade had just started, and she would not get sick. She could not miss school now. Yes, everything was changing at the same time. New school, new classmates, new house. But change was not bad, necessarily. Not if you looked at it like an adventure. And if you pretended you were the sort of person who liked adventures. "Almost there," said Mom. "You're going to love it. I promise." "There's magic in an old house," said Elliot. "Of course, there's work to be done," said Mom. "Some of the rooms need updating." "That's part of the magic," said Elliot. Soon, the 5 of them were gathered on the sidewalk, squinting up at the 3-story structure. In the pictures on the Realtor website, the new house was a tall, thin, somewhat wobbly-looking wooden blue-gray Victorian with a spindly porch and a steep roof that seemed like it was designed for a slightly larger house. "Not a cookie-cutter house," Elliot had said. "This house has character." Now, though, with the sun blazing directly behind it, the house loomed above them, a tall shadow holding firm against the light. "It looks like the other houses don't like it," Mia said, gesturing up the block where the other houses all stood watching them from a polite distance. "Maybe it's just shy," Mom said. Mia snorted. Since she'd entered high school a year ago, Violet's sister communicated largely in sighs, shrugs, and snorts. So Violet had worked hard to understand this new language of noise and gesture. "Nothing wrong with shy," Elliot said, winking at Violet. "Come on, let's go see our new home." Violet could feel her heart speeding up a bit. Change is not bad, she reminded herself. Not necessarily. It was elementary school Violet that lived in the little house. Middle school Violet lived in a house with character. And as they walked in, the new house greeted them warmly. Its chestnut brown wooden floors, matching trim, open rooms, and forest green walls presenting themselves as something familiar, comfortable, welcoming. Violet found herself exhaling, a release. "What do you think?" Mom whispered to her, clutching her hand. "It's nice," Violet whispered back. Light streamed through the windows as if to affirm her. Her mom grinned, her hand squeezing Violet's tight. Yes, it was nice, and they needed a change desperately. There had been a time when Mia loved being an older sister. 3 years ago, she'd been excited for Violet to move into her room, and had roped her into helping her with all her projects. Violet was a willing, if giggly, assistant, and they sat up late at night scheming. Their mom always had to come in to tell them to keep it down, you'll wake Owen. Then something shifted, and no one had to tell them to be quiet anymore. Mia worked alone. Silence hung thickly over the room like a bad smell, only broken by the occasional, "Can you do that more quietly?" or "Don't touch that." Yes, they needed a bigger house, one that promised them enough space for Mia to have her bad moods by herself, so maybe when she saw Violet, she didn't mind her so much. Violet did not love the idea of sleeping in a room.